So let's revisit this dot feature, which is very exciting. You're on github.com and you're on a repo. For example, I have the FCF repo open right now. I'm looking at the README, and you hit the dot, the period button, the dot on your keyboard. Explain what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that is right now. I don't know that we've given it like an official name. Behind the scenes, we refer to this as the web editor inside of GitHub, right? Many people have called it GitHub.dev. A few have called it Codespaces, right?
Yeah.
But the idea was, we're launching Codespaces, right? We know it's kind of well suited based on our experience internally for teams and enterprises at this point, right? But like the ethos of GitHub is developer first, without a doubt, right? Like always has been. And so when we launched Codespaces, we wanted to make sure that we could give every developer on .com a better editing experience, right? So when you hit that dot button today, you move into VS Code, kind of multi-file editing experience, right? So that's fully functional VS Code and the browser attached to a repository. And from that repository, you're able to do basically any kind of Git operation, right? So like you can open a PR in that space. You can make changes in that space. You can commit from that space. So like there's a lot of like Codespaces similarity here. Where it falls short, right? Like what we don't do here is offer compute, right? So you can't like actually execute the code that's in that environment, right? There's not a terminal in that environment. And those things, we offer up in Codespaces itself. So, the next story for us is like, how do we kind of connect these environments, right? So we want you to be able to move from .dev into a Codespace kind of seamlessly. And so that'll be some of the next experience. So to answer the question, .dev is kind of a multi-file editing experience, and the best editor on the planet as far as I'm concerned in the browser. And it's something that folks have wanted from GitHub for quite some time.
Yeah, this has now become the de facto way that I will peruse some source code on GitHub. I used to just sit there and click through the little slide by file browser thing, and it had some cool stuff like the command T or the integration fuzzy finder stuff in that UI. But why do that now? You just hit dot, and then it just takes you to basically VS Code in the cloud pointed at that repo. It's awesome.